What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you know, and if you don't know, I'm your boy Elyk-G. And I redid the studio. I set myself up in the corner so I could have a little backdrop. I'm gonna put some decor up here, you know, some bike life stuff and whatnot. So hopefully we'll have a dope little backdrop. My one shirt I got printed with me on it, and the best part of it so far. We working with it out. But today, I just want to say to everybody, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I've had a 2021. Let's make it a great year. And I figure to start the year off, let's just do a recap on last year and just everything that went on. And I'm going to just make this kind of like a casual video. Just because I really have no order to what I could even do this video in. So like, we're just gonna recap on stuff and everything. The first thing that kicked the year off, which was dope, was getting our first sponsor. HWK, shout out to you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been riding as much as I was, for the fact that it was cold out there. And that pant and that jacket, oh man, it could be 34 degrees out there. I'm out there in my drawers. I keep telling people this. I'm in my drawers underneath this gear with just the jacket on and the pants on. And usually I got the vents open, honestly. The vents are usually open because it gets hot. Like, it's that good, and I love it. And honestly, that's probably the only gear I'll ever wear. Hopefully they come out with something a little more armored. Especially since a bunch of stunt riders wear it and we all love it. But give us a little more armor in there, a little more padding, just so, you know, when we go down, if we hit, especially in the rib cage area, like if you could put some in there, be a great help. But yeah, man, first sponsor, we got that, and that kind of just like sent me through the roof. I was just like, yeah, let's go out here and get it. We gonna ride. And the next thing you know, we scraping. Like, we went from just being able to do smooth wheelies and that was it, to being able to scrape, and scraping in like a small zone too. Like, I'll put this little clip up here. Like, this area really ain't that big, and me and the homie Steve out there, and like, I was able to toss it up, get it up, and then scrape it, and it was a beautiful feeling. Just, you know, that little bit of progress. And I guess that's what this recap is going to be. It's just a year of progress. I mean, because in the beginning of this year, all we did was grind when it came to either wheelies, and then we had the 143 kit, and you remember the drama we had with that, and how I couldn't get it running, and come to find out it was the valve tappet cover. And then once we got that bad boy running, everything was good to go. Actually, I'll toss this. Let's watch this clip right up here, because the comeback was serious, boy.
Hey, these niggas thought I was gone, but I never left. I just went took a little time off. I just got tired of the hate, nigga. Really gay. Hey, don't let me find out. I'm trying to see what you crying about, hate. For my gang, I'm down, I hate. My team of this ain't no trying, I hate. We in the game, ain't no time, I hate. You can get me in the haven, bitch. I'm talking I hate. Trap out the spot every day till I say that I made it, But I don't got patience. These niggas count like they got it.
That's the homie right there.
See, I hate to take it. Y'all ain't see me, I be rocking the lady. Biz on my head trying to put me on case. Hey, you heard me say the same.
We put the 143 on that joint, and it just made it perfect for me. The perfect amount of power, everything. Like, that was the best thing that I did when it came to upgrades on that bike, honestly. And this is literally 5 miles in after the break-in. Like, I just installed it, did a couple heat cycles, jumped on the bike, and was out, boy. And after that, it just became even more fun because it was more balanced for my weight. And that's the thing. So, and I'm still trying to figure this out, because riding the Grom and feeling how they float a little better, I'm trying to get the Z to feel like that float, but it's a little bit shorter, and I feel like my cage might be doing it because the weight's in the front. So, like, I'm still feeling it out and getting it dialed in for me. But the first and biggest step in order to get it dialed in for me was just that 143 kit, getting that power, getting that gusto underneath me, so that way clutching up in second was no problem. Later on, you get more confidence. Clutching up in third became no problem. And it's just a beautiful thing. Yeah, I recommend the 143. I mean, as we all know, if you've been watching me, it did blow up in the end, but from all the people out there, as far as, you know, people who do swaps on them and whatnot, because many people get them to race them, so they get back in there, you know, redo the piston, yada, yada, yada. I just rode mine straight through and through as if I was trying to put another 10K on it, like I did with the stock. And to get 3,300 or 3,200 miles out of it, other people were blowing them up way before then. So, I mean, I'm happy with how long it lasted. But now we're going to go to the flat top versus the high compression piston. And this year we're going to give it a run with that and see how long we get. It was actually about this time last year when we was tearing it down and putting in the new stuff. So, you know, it's about to happen again, except I'm going to do it this time because I know how to do it myself. I learned all that. That's another thing over this past year, man. We became a little mini moto mechanic. Anybody local to me, if you're watching this and you see it and you need bike work, let me know. I'm going to be the cheapest mechanic you find, as far as I'm not going to charge you like they charge you in the shop. And I will hook you up, especially coming into the spring. You want to get your stuff right. You need your valves done, oil done. You want to put a big bore kit in your setup. ECU, I done set up people with the A-Racer. Hit me up. And we can get you taken care of. Like, pretty much most of the stuff, be it Grom or Z125, I can do. I've done everything all the way down to splitting the case. I have not split the case yet, but as far as anything else on the bike, I can pretty much help you out. But yeah, from there, 143 got us kicked off. We started doing stand-up wheelies and working on dropping throttle hand and just like getting comfortable with the build. And this is the point in this video where I kind of reach a block where I'm like, you know, what else do we look over? You know what I mean? Like, what do we look back on? But then this is when I realized, like I said before, all we did was grind, like from lot session to lot session to lot session. And then finally, we get on our first ride out of the year, which, let me see here, which was it? The New Jersey Grom ride out. Let's take a couple clips of this real quick. From that ride out, we go on to the Long Branch Shore ride out, and at this point, I believe it's the dead of summer. Like, we out there getting it. Shore ride out was all right, you know, limited wheelies, you know, a bunch of fast groms, but it was a good ride out. But the ride out that set me off for, one, wanting to really learn how to wheelie and do tricks in the street or whatever, but it also was the ride out that put me on to the streets, but then after that ride out, going a couple of other street rides, it turned me right back off just because of the safety factor. But that 610 ride out, that was lit. That was absolutely litty this year, and I can't wait for this year's coming. I'm hoping to be out there on the 250 in that ride out. But if not, hey, we gonna kill it on the Z either way. But yeah, the 610 ride out, we'll toss some clips up here. This ride out was dope. wise, you know, making progress, taking falls, just working and working and working and working. And at this point, I gotten turned off to doing the city rides. So I was doing a lot of lot riding, and then me and my homie, you know, after finally, you know, starting to work some circles. Well, he was already in the circles. I started working on circles. We found this loop and wanted to host a ride. The ride got postponed because there was another big event on the same day. But long story short, we found this loop, and this loop is called the Country Blocks. That's what I call it. That's what we call it. And it's literally 25 plus miles of the most hazardless riding. And I say it like that because what turned me off in the city was just as you would always get the wheel up, you'd have to put it back down because somebody be jumping out in front of you. Either be somebody in the ride with you or a car in traffic, or you got to worry about traffic, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to play this whole trailer clip, and I might even pop in here just some clips from a video that I did after this trailer for this ride out. There will be 3 of these this year. I plan on trying to make them big. I'm going to try to do like a first day of spring, first day of summer, fall type situation. So that way it tears out through the year. But check this out.
I'm pacing inside of a room. I feel like everything has been falling apart. I put my heart and my soul in this shit, but I don't think that anyone notices it. I never sleep, I just don't have the time. I can't relax it, I gotta go get it. My mind has been playing an integral part in the monster that I overcome. But where you from? Not where they come from, belong. Not where they carry a gun. I'm from a place where these niggas procrastinate, make an excuse why this shit never happened. Oh no, not me, I will not be distracted inside of a prison that I have created from lack of an effort. Will not be your captive, I cannot submit it. If I could, I admit that the data was right. I would like to be better than what I am currently. Currency comes, but that's if you're committed. I'm giving you everything that I got. It's a shot that I take. If I make it, just know it's a process. My progress is all that I think about. I still remember when you niggas laugh. All I do is work and I don't see nobody else. So what the hell is competition? I don't wanna fucking up. You niggas say that you got it, but man, I never say that. We showing lyrical prowess with the content. I'm very adamant. I plan to master this, making the most of the time that I can. Cause I'm young at the moment, I won't be forever. I need to focus and do nothing else. It's an affirmation. I repeat to myself. I pray to God that I keep it together. Can't sell myself for no diamonds and gold. I'm as cold as they come. I do not need no friends. I could do this alone. I will not accept help. I got faith in the path that I've chosen for sure. I want the legacy, not the allure. Misleading illusions and not for the boy.
Yeah, like that was a little trailer I had made, but like look at some of these scenes. I'm gonna just pop them up right here. But check out some of this scene, like just the greenery and everything, like in the middle of the summer. And the best part about out here too, when it's hot everywhere else, you go out here, all these trees, it is cool. You hit some of these shade patches and man, it feels absolutely amazing. But yeah, we just started hitting the country blocks. No more real city rides for me. I think after that, I didn't really go on any more city rides for the rest of the year. I went out to Gramarama.
Task force got that hot. Sticking with a making cause I came up from the basement.
They know these streets ain't got no love. They only love the hatred. That nigga Death waiting on me. Hope he got a lot of patience. Couple times I heard Death calling, but I cleared him. Tell him I ain't got no fucking rap, but I don't fear him. I'm alive, but I ain't lived. I'm just trying to get to live. I wonder why these niggas that deserve to die get to live. Good men that ain't deserve it ain't alive for their kids. I know we living just to die, but do we die and get to live?
That was a blast. That was out in Pennsylvania though, and that was back roads just like I love, and that was more challenging than the roads that I had because they had banked turns and everything. It was actually really dope. I really enjoyed myself. It's always fun when you go to a ride out and you don't have to lead the way, but it's riding that you love to do. You know, like people can come here and I can take them on my rides and do what I love to do. But the thing is, like, I got to still pay attention and lead the way. I can't just aimlessly ride and have fun. And when people change the direction. Once my boy know the route, then I can do that. But yeah, Gramarama was a blast. Out there, a bunch of mini bikes, you know, a little pit bike out there, you know, just having fun on the back roads. But yeah, from here, from the looks of it, I just went back to grinding, man. The rest of the year, we just hit the lot. Things didn't really turn up. I didn't really put a video out on this, but the stuff didn't really turn up until I fixed my handbrake game. This is key when it comes to dialing your bike in. I figured out my handbrake situation. I stopped being cheap. I got rid of the Adeline. Got a Magura. I run a Magura on everything now. 250 has a Magura on it. It's got that bite where you ain't got to give it a lot of pressure, and it's going to lock up. So, and I like that. I like knowing that the brakes is there. From here, figuring out the Magura to figuring out my breathing setup. This video on the crankcase breather that I did. And then we kind of reach a point where the catastrophic event happens where the bike blows up. I show you all that and the tear down and everything. And then as we come up to it all, the reveal of the new 250 that I have built up. And man, that thing is beautiful. I can't wait to get it done. I'm still working to dial in a couple things before I actually break it out, because when I get on it and start riding it, I want it to be perfect, because I want to make that my primary bike to ride for a majority of the time until I completely, I want to redo the Z. I want to refreshen her. Everything. Clutch side, maybe new clutch basket, because I feel like there's a whine in either the transmission, it might be, or, I mean, it doesn't fall out of gear or anything, so I don't know. It's just a louder whine noise. I don't know what it is. I feel like it just has to do with the clutch connections in there. I beat the hell out of that thing. So, either way, we gonna refresh her. We gonna get her nice. So I want to ride the 250 primarily. But closing out the new year, or closing out 2020, I tried to throw the first ever Santa ride out here in New Jersey. I know they kind of do one up in New York, but in every other state, even the cold ones out in Chicago, they do these Santa rides. And I'm like, you know what, there's no reason why we can't do it here. So I hosted it. And, a handful of people came out. Nobody really dressed up like Santa. I had sweaters and Christmas stuff on. I went out there looking like Santa. But it was still a good little ride. Everybody had fun. It was a dope lot session. That day I really locked in on my circles and getting those. So that felt really good. And at this point, yeah, I could be further in my progress, but I feel like I said, my size on the bike on this little thing kind of messes it up for me. So that's why we built a bigger platform. 2021, I have a feeling this is going to be our year. We going to come out for real. I'm back in the gym. I'm working on my body. I'm working on myself, so that way, while I'm riding, I'm more physically fit to be able to, manhandle the bike. I started realizing that, moving around, it's a lot of core activation. So I needed to get back into the gym. So that's going to be big in 2021. But anyway, that's the recap. Once again, Happy New Year. What I want you guys to do now, help me out. Let me know what kind of content you want to see. Like I said, in the things that I've done to either one of the bikes. If there's videos you want me to remake, kind of, and get in more detail, I will do that for you. Anything on the 250, anything on the Z. If you want me to post my gym routines or anything like that, like just anything I'm into, let me know. And I'll try to put the content out there for you. I got a couple people who, we stay conversating. So, what do y'all want to see me make videos on, man? Let me know. And I'm going to try to look y'all out and make some videos. But, another one that I completely forgot. So this series, and I'm going to introduce it now. Kind of. No, I'm not, because who knows if you're going to make it to this far in the video. But there's a series that I started called The Explanation. And I'm going to go into great detail on wheeling and what it takes to do different things. I start the series off with engine braking, which was just out there. I was out there one day and it just felt right talking about it, and I jumped the gun and popped the video out because I had to. But I'm going to backtrack and we're going to talk about, balance point, my view on balance point, and so you can get a better understanding on it and become better riders and make it easier and quicker for you to be able to learn. But yeah, stay tuned for the explanation. That's going to be a great series. I'm actually going to team up with my homie and put a lot of work into this series and explaining, so that way you can really, really understand it. So anyway, till next time, y'all, Happy New Year. Everybody be safe out there. Stay strong in everything that you do. You're riding, whatever it is. You're your biggest supporter. We're going to put a lot into ourselves this year, guys. We're going to really try to push forward and make some stuff happen. I got some dreams that I want to make happen. So let's get it in 2021, y'all. Peace.